Hey, what's up YouTube? It's a mistake coming back at you with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about what the Spider-Man swinging is missing in the games and what I'd like to see in the new game. So I think off the bat I'd just like to say that Insomniac did a great job with the swinging in this first game, and I think it's the best swinging out of all the Spider-Man games. A lot of people love Spider-Man 2's swinging from the original Tobey Maguire movie-based Spider-Man 2 game, and I totally respect that opinion and I can totally see why people think that. For me, I like the Insomniac version better just because there's more it's more fluid, it's more nice to see, but I think that there's so much that we can improve on and I just really want to get into it. So, the first thing is there's some sort of cinematic feeling I get when I've seen Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man swinging that I don't really feel in the games exactly. I don't even feel it in the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies either, to be honest, and that might be a new video for a different day. But yeah, there's just something about, like, let's play some clips here of Andrew Garfield swinging or Tobey Maguire swinging. It just it feels so cinematic. I think part of it is the sense of scale, because when they swing up high, we feel like high, and when they're going fast, we feel like we're going with them. And it feels like, it feels like pretty dangerous, pretty high stakes, pretty exhilarating, super exciting. And I don't really feel that with the Spider-Man swinging in the games. I mean, yeah, we're going with them, but I'm not really going that fast. And when I go high, I don't really feel like I'm going super high up. And there's just something missing. I don't know how to word it any better, but like, just compare these clips from the movies versus the games, because the movies I fell in love with Spider-Man swinging. I always wanted to be Spider-Man, not because I was a good person, but because I wanted to swing like Spider-Man. He has so much fun. And the Insomniac swinging, just, it's missing that cinematic element that I think could be nice. Maybe they could implement like a cinematic camera, kind of like how in GTA 5 you can, where you can swing like Spider-Man but see him from different angles without the camera automatically defaulting back to looking just behind him. Maybe you can move around the character. Who knows? But I think that, yeah, they need to add something there. And I think a part of that is actually the length of the swing. I feel like Spider-Man needs to have some longer swings. What do I mean by that? So if you look at some of these movie swinging scenes, you can see that Spider-Man shoots a web and he hangs on that web for a while, and he goes in this downward trajectory and he's just hanging on it, and then he completes the entire arc of the swing, and then he can like go either up high or maybe a little bit shorter, but he completes like a longer arc of the swing. Let's look at the Insomniac swinging. I feel like every time Spider-Man shoots a web, he's not necessarily going downwards. He's almost already at the apex of the swing once he shoots his web. So at that point, all he's doing is like going upwards and maybe downwards a bit, but he's basically at that apex. And I feel like that misses a lot. I feel like that misses that sense of exhilaration when you're swinging. I also think it misses that sense of speed, because when you're already at that apex of the swing, then you don't feel like you're going to get any faster. If anything, it feels like you're just going to get slower. And I wish there was something in the next game where, I don't think they'll have it like this from based on what I've seen, but I wish there was something where you can kind of just go dive downward and shoot the web far out and just hang on to it for like a while and just do this whole entire arch or arc, whatever, of the swing. I really want to see something like that. And I think it'll be really awesome if they can implement something like that. Another thing I want is a sense of scale. I don't know what it is about the games, and I think I might need you guys to help me figure it out. But whenever I watch the gameplay footage or play the game myself, I don't really feel like I'm super high up. Like, these buildings are pretty tall, but I don't really feel like I'm going that high up for some reason. I don't know if it's a sense of scale. Sometimes the buildings just don't feel as big as they should be, and that feels weird. It could be an issue with the FOV, because there have been clips I've seen online where they adjust the FOV and then suddenly the scale looks a lot bigger. The buildings suddenly don't seem like little blocks that I can swing on, but they feel like, like monstrous giant slabs of concrete that Spider-Man's kind of like, I don't want to say at the mercy of, well, yeah, at the mercy of. I mean, they're giant, and, he's just kind of like trying to swing off of them. But I think there's something to be done with the sense of scale. Maybe they don't have to like scale up the buildings, but maybe if we could have some sort of FOV slider, because I think that could help with that. The other issue is with the speed and momentum. This might be my biggest issue. So I remember when Insomniac came out with their original gameplay trailer of the first Spider-Man game, everyone was complaining about the speed, and rightfully so. I mean, this is not like the Puddlegate incident. Like, that swinging was slow. I would not be playing this game if they stuck with that swinging. But, you know, in the actual games, they fixed it. It goes a bit faster, but I kind of don't like parts of it. I hate that you can't build momentum. You can to a certain extent, but it gets capped really soon, guys. Like, it's really annoying. I also hate that, you know, you can't jump off of like a tall building like the World Trade Center or the Empire State Building or the Avengers Tower. You can't dive off of. If you dive off of them, then when you get back into a swing, it's literally just a normal swing. You don't feel like you're going super fast as if you just jumped off a really high building. And that might be due to, who knows, like limitations with how fast they can render the game. I'm not too sure, but this is just my personal opinion. I feel like they need to make it such that you can actually dynamically change your momentum and increase it without like any sort of cap. So you can have like a goal of like trying to get faster and faster and faster. And if you lose that momentum, then that's not great. But, you know, don't cap the momentum. Please don't. And so that's a big issue. And then my final issue is I would like a more physics-based swinging. Now, this one's a bit of a tough one because what I love about like the Amazing Spider-Man swinging, for example, is that it's grounded in physics. So he starts off the swing slow, and then he gains a lot of speed, and you could feel that wind really rushing in through Peter's face, and then he starts to lose speed as he goes higher up. But that's a much more exhilarating experience, in my opinion, compared to the game where it really feels like he's swinging at constant speed, like throughout the whole arch or half arch, because, you know, you don't really get that much downswing. I think the downswing is really important. But yeah, I'd like a more physics grounded approach where you can do, you know, faster swings at the apex, but you can kind of build up to that swing. And I don't think they're going to do it in this game just based off of what I've seen, but these are just my thoughts. Like, this is something that I would love in a Spider-Man game. Now, that's not to downplay the game by any means. This is still my most anticipated game maybe ever, besides Batman Arkham Knight. And excuse me. And yeah, I'm excited, and you know, it's going to be a really awesome game regardless of if they have this stuff or not. But these are just my thoughts. My final thought is that I would love a first-person swinging ability. Think about GTA 5 when it got ported to Xbox One and PlayStation 4. They had this first-person version where you can press a button and all of a sudden you're in first person and you can experience the world of GTA like it's never been experienced before. I think that would be awesome for a Spider-Man game. And I know they have a ton of mods out there with the first-person field of view, but I'd like that to go mainstream. I totally think that they could build something like that. They would definitely have to take out some of the animations because you'll get really dizzy if you're first-person swinging the way Peter swings in this game with all his flips and spins and stuff. But I would just love to, you know, it would just be that much more immersive. It'll feel like I'm actually Spider-Man swinging through the city. And I'm not like a genius or anything, but I think it's technically possible. I mean, the modders have been doing a pretty good job at it. I think that they can do it. I think Insomniac can do it. And will they do it for this game? Probably not, because if they would, then they would have announced it by now. But if they do, then that would just be so exciting, so awesome. Imagine a VR game where it's an in-person Spider-Man game. First-person Spider-Man game, sorry. I think they did something like that with Tom Holland's Far From Home movie, but it wasn't that good-looking, it wasn't that advanced, it wasn't that fast, but it was still pretty cool. So yeah, if they can do something like that, then I would be excited. So yeah, guys, these are just my thoughts. Please let me know if you have any similar thoughts or if you disagree with me. Please, let's get into a debate in the comment section. I would absolutely love that. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.